All right, so this is one of those short answer questions from the CBA. First of all, let's take a look at the rubric. It's worth 4 points, 1 point for correctly stating each transformation, 1 point for correctly graphing f of x, which is the original, and then 1 point for correctly graphing g of x. Now on the test, we might give you 2 graphs, we might only give you 1 graph, so make sure to differentiate between which one's your f of x and which one's your g of x. So it says describe the transformation from the function f of x equals x squared to the function g of x equals all that, and you have to sketch both. Now hopefully you remember that this is your parent graph. It's kind of just the basic picture of what parabolas look like before we do any changes to them. We talked about in my class that we have -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Those are the numbers we always start with. If I plug them in here and square them, -2 squared is 4, -1 squared is 1, 0 squared is 0, 1 squared is 1, and 2 squared is 4. So those are kind of my starting points, and actually they're my starting points for both graphs, but it is important that I have it for the x squared one at least. I'm going to put some quick notches in my graph. There we go. And for your teacher, they may not care if it's exact. I like to have mine be exact points because it makes it a little bit more concrete for me. I'll keep it as green. So I've got 0, 0, 1, 1, and -1, 1. And then I've got -2, 4, and +2, 4. So somewhere around here and here, it should be symmetric, and get that nice U-shaped parabola for my original. Now my g of x1, I have to actually make sure I figure out what the heck these transformations mean. So I've got a -4 here. Remember, that's the h value. And if you look at your chart that we've gone over the last couple days, if that number, that h value, is a minus number, it goes the opposite of what we think, and it actually goes to the right. Numbers inside control either right or left. Negative is right, positive is left. So this is going to move the graph right 4. And then this +1 on the outside is the k value, and it works just like we normally would think. It either moves the graph up or down. Since it's positive, it's going to go up 1. Okay, and there's actually my points for correctly stating each transformation. I had to say that somewhere to get my 2 points. I already graphed f of x, and now I'm working on g of x. There's no a value in front. It's really just the number 1, so I don't have to do any multiplying to my numbers, which is kind of nice. I just have to take those points and move them right 4 up 1. So I'm going to do one at a time. Remember, I'm not going to cross this off this time because I do actually want to sketch both of them. So right 4, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Up 1 puts me right there. Take this one, I go 1, 2, 3, 4. Up 1. Okay, which means it should be reflected over here, by the way, if it's 1 point away here, 1 point away there. And then here I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up 1. And then same thing on the other side. And it's okay if you're not exact, because I know that this is a little bit of a funky graph. So there's my g of x. And then my f of x is this one in green. That's my original. And again, the only thing that happened is the green one started at my parent graph points, and then it was moved right 4 up 1. No dilation, no stretching or shrinking or anything. And that's all you have to do for that one. Make sure you carefully read that rubric and that you graph both. That's the big thing that we see people miss, is they only graph one and they don't actually graph the original, and that should be an easy point because you know what it is if you have that.